Hey, we're looking here at 2.1, monitoring progress, numbers 7 through 10. Here, we're asked to graph these inequalities. Now, before we were looking to see if a particular number was a solution to an inequality, and we would substitute it for the variable and see if we ended up with a true statement or not. Now, as I mentioned before, though, there are lots of numbers that are solutions to an inequality. And so, in a graph of that inequality, we graph all the numbers. We mark all the numbers on the number line that are a solution, all the numbers that could be substituted for the variable to make a true statement. So let's take a look here. We've got b is greater than -8. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find -8 on this number line. Let's see. There's -10 and there's -15, so -8 is going to be somewhere around here. And I'm just going to go ahead and mark that. And then we're going to put a circle over top of it. And we're going to say, well, we want to draw a line from that circle that covers up all the numbers on the number line that would make this true. Well, let's see. Any number that's bigger than -8, like -5 or 0 or 5, would be true. So we're going to cover all those numbers up with our arrow here. And the arrow just tells us that goes on forever. Now, we have to deal with this circle here. We ask ourselves specifically, is -8 itself a solution? Well, if I substituted -8 for b, I would end up with -8 is greater than -8. And that's not true. -8 is not greater than -8. So -8 doesn't count as part of our solution set. It's just a kind of an endpoint here that's not included. All right? So, we leave the circle open. Next. All right, we've got... Oh, there we do. Okay, so 1.4 is greater than g. I think this is easier to think of if we switch it around and we actually wrote g is less than or equal to 1.4, which we can do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch it around like that's fine. 1.4, there's 1, there's 2. So 1.4 is a little less than halfway. So again, we're going to mark that, and we're going to put a circle over top of it. And then, I'm interested in all the numbers that are less than. What could I substitute for g that would give me a true statement? Well, 0 is less than 1.4, and so is -1 or -2 or -3, but 4 isn't. So we want to draw our arrow in such a way that it covers up all the numbers onto infinity, negative infinity, I suppose, that would make this true. Now, in this case, it's less than or equal to. So I could put 1.4 is less than or equal to 1.4. That's true because 1.4 is equal to 1.4. So in this case, we're going to color in the bubble and make it solid. And that tells everyone that 1.4 is included in our solution set. Next. Here we have r is less than 1/2. Well, let's see. We'll find 1/2 on our number line. There's 1, there's 0. 1/2 is right here. We'll put a circle over top. And then we're going to say, well, what could I put in for r that would be less than 1/2? Well, 0 is less than 1/2. -1 is less than 1/2. -2 is less than 1/2. So all of these numbers work. But 1 is bigger, 2 is bigger, 3 is bigger. All these numbers are bigger. So we want our arrow to cover up all the numbers that make the inequality true, or the numbers that I could substitute for r to get a true statement. Now, we're going to look at 1/2 specifically. Could I say that 1/2 is less than 1/2? No, not true. We'll put a slash through it. So 1/2 is not a part of the solution set, and we're going to leave that blank. All right, next. We've got v is greater than or equal to the square root of 36. Well, I'm going to rewrite that for starters because the square root of 36 is just 6. Make that a little easier on ourselves. Now, we'll have, find 6 on our number line here. Well, there's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6. And I'll put a circle over top. Now we're interested in, ooh, boy, did I mess that up. This is greater than or equal to. Now I want every number that is greater than 6. So 7, 8, 9, those all work, but 0 doesn't work. So put our arrow to cover all the numbers that would make the inequality true. And we go back and look, and it's greater than or equal to. So since 6 is greater than or equal to 6, 6 is included as a part of the solution set. So we fill the bubble in. All right, looks good.